next up, what would be on your bucket list for the Bergsteiger after this event?
It's tough because this thing was built for the mountain, and I really do love, for the first year ever, I truly love what we're doing on the mountain, and I'm just embracing what the mountain is. I love doing Pikes Peak in this car, but this thing has a life aside from that, and so we're going to work on what that is. It's currently tuned very much for the mountain, just softer springs, higher ride height that you have to have based on the bumps, power level wise, rules wise. We have the wing like way up and way forward. So I'd really love to see this thing on a regular racetrack and without rules. And as crazy as this car is, it's still built within some rule framework. So I'd like to get that wing down. I'd like to get it hanging out back. I'd like to really pump those tunnels. I'd like to, we're easily making 3,000 pounds of downforce the way it is, but I'd like to see, 4,000, 4,500, which we can do with the right aero locations. So on my radar that we probably can set some track records, and we're gonna optimize the car for normal courses. I'd like to climb a little hill in the UK at Goodwood, so that's probably my next big target for the car. And then while it's in Europe, we'll see what else we do with it.
Being a tube chassis, we get comments on people thinking it should be lighter than it actually is. How much does it weigh, and why is it a little bit heavier than a max lightweight effort car?
Yeah, so I'm surprised how heavy it is. And so what does that mean? I don't even know the number now. I don't know. We tried to pull 100 pounds out of it. I'd like to think it's about 2,800 pounds. I don't know if that number's right or not.
I think so. I think 28, mid 28s with driver.
Mid 28s with driver, so that's not bad. With carbon ceramic brakes, the Optima battery, the lithium batteries in there lighten everything up. It's full carbon body, so certainly that's lightweight, but it just has big stuff in there. It's a big V8 motor. It's big turbos. It's a transaxle made to hold that power. It's 380 mil brakes. It's big 18 by 12 wheels. When you're going this fast, you've got to have all those components to make the car work. And then beyond that, we're on the mountain. So it's a chassis built for the power, but it's also a chassis built for the mountain. And I'm super aware, because I requested it, that we've got some additional bracing. We've got some rally style, like an X brace on the hoop. So extra bars in the chassis itself, just because what we're doing is ridiculous high speed and crazy scary to most people, including myself. So this car was always built to be light, but it's always built to be a car that handles this much horsepower and does what it does on the mountain. So it can't be just lightweight.
And speaking of safety, next question is, being that this is practically the most dangerous race in the world, can you explain the safety features of the Berg, and being that it is overbuilt because it's not just a typical one impact type crash sometimes.
Right.
That's a lot of the weight as well, but what's the other safety items that we have on this car?
Right, so tremendous cage and cage, but overall chassis since it is a two-frame car, built, as you said, Kevin, not just for that initial impact. It's not maybe just into the barrier, but it's a roll or it's multiple rolls. We don't think about that, but we prepare for it. I have 7-point harnesses in the car with a vertical point that goes straight down to hold the driver super tight and low in the car in the case of those multiple impact rolls. Lifeline fire protection. So we have the most advanced Lifeline fire system in the car. Almost by definition, whatever happens in the car is going to happen in a place that it's hard for somebody to get to. So if we have a fire in the car, that's one of the scariest things to me, and we have our own fire suppression that should be able to take care of any fire problems. We have this big alcohol fuel load contained within a custom ATL bladder, and the fuel cell in this car, of course, is FIA spec, but located well within the crash structure, center of the car, so well protected. Other things surrounding the driver, Race Tech seat, carbon Kevlar, so the lightest weight version, but that is the high ADG side impact seat, really made to hold the driver in there. We've got side nets both sides. Schrode provided those, and again, FIA spec, the latest safety stuff in the car. For personal protection, I've got a new Bell helmet. I've got an OMP suit. All this stuff in mind that if we have a problem, we need to be as well protected as we possibly can.